When you think of Ontario wine country, there are well-known regions such as Niagara and Prince Edward County, but there are emerging areas that are producing distinct flavors. To walk us through some that may even be in your own community, we're joined by Beverly Crandon, sommelier with Wines of Ontario. It's always so good to see you, Bev.
Yeah, it's fun being here, and I'm very excited that we're doing this segment today.
Yeah.
As you know, when people talk about Ontario and Ontario wine, like what are the places that come to mind for you?
Yeah, of course, Niagara Falls, Prince Edward County, but we're going to be talking about new communities.
Exactly.
Let's get right into it.
Exactly.
Just briefly tell us a couple of those communities that are really up and coming.
Absolutely, because Niagara, PC, and Lake Erie North Shore is just a small part of the story of Ontario wine. There are 6 emerging wine regions that we have on top of the 3 that people already know.
Wow.
And so we're going to talk through 4 of them today. So the Ottawa Valley, Norfolk County, and we're going to visit Norfolk twice in the bottle.
Okay.
Then we're going to go to Elgin County, which is one of the regions I'm very excited about based on its history and its soils. And then we're going to go to a region which I love this name, close to Toronto. So that's like the Hockley Valley area because it is close to Toronto.
Right.
And yeah, so we're going to go through 4 of the regions through 5 bottles.
Okay, let's get right into these bottles then. Let's start over here and what we're going to get from this wine region.
Absolutely. So first we're starting with the Kiln Vineyard, their Carp Chardonnay. So this is the Ottawa Valley area. I will tell you that this area is the most northerly in Ontario for growing Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. It is a bit of a difficult wine region to grow grapes, but these guys are great stewards of the land. And they do things like geotextiles to preserve the vines and make sure they survive winter and frost doesn't kill them. So real good stewards. And what I love here with this Chardonnay is you get that typical cool climate Chardonnay feel. So great acidity, green apple, pear, abundance of lemon lime. It's a wonderful sipper, especially now this time of year.
Love it. Let's move on to this one here. A nice white. You know I love a white wine.
I know you do. So I thought it would be fun. So now we're in Norfolk County, okay? And this is Front Road Cellars. This is their Muscat. So I thought it would be fun to show this one because this is a hybrid grape, right? The Osceola Muscat. It's a hybrid grape, so it's not a vinifera, but it gives off that Muscat vibes. And so I think it's interesting when people are looking for lighter wines to pair with maybe some of those citrus forward desserts. This is a great one to look at. Also Norfolk County, great history, known for tobacco farming, but no more. A lot of those lands where you had tobacco farming, you're seeing vineyards now being grown there. And if you are in that area of Norfolk County, so on Lake Erie over there, Front Road Cellars, a lovely destination. When you're sipping on the patio, you're looking over the blueberry fields. I couldn't think of another place I'd want to be sipping wine.
And I'm loving the color of this one, a nice little rosé.
Isn't it gorgeous? So this is a rosé from out of Elgin County.
Okay.
What I love about this rosé is that it's made 100% from Cabernet Franc, and you get that light mouth feel on it, but very ripe flowers on it, and very ripe red fruit as well. It's quite lovely. Elgin County is literally right there on Lake Erie. And so a lot of the moderating effects that you hear Niagara gets from Lake Ontario, so too is this particular area. You know, we're talking about emerging wine regions, and I don't want people to think that these areas are new to grape growing. As a matter of fact, this particular producer, Skye, they're on a property that was the first vineyards to be planted in this area, planted in 1970.
Wow.
So these guys are literally rebuilding that industry and right there in Elgin County.
Let's move on to these last 2 here before my last question to you.
Absolutely. So now we're going to move on to some red wines. And so the first one we have is from Adamo. It's their Pinot Noir. And these guys come from the region called close to Toronto. It literally is like an hour outside of Toronto. What I love here is Pinot Noir is one of our darling grapes here in Ontario. And I wanted to show how Pinot Noir from a different area, not a Niagara, not a Prince Edward County, how that shows up here. And what you find with this wine is you get all the Pinot Noir loveliness that you want. You know, it's light in body. It's got great crunchy red berries, moderate tannin, but really racing acidity. This area close to Toronto where Adamo is, their vineyards are grown at the highest altitude versus all of Ontario wine country. So it preserves that acidity. And there too, they work with some geotextiles to protect the vines in cooler regions.
I know we do have another, I believe, Norfolk wine. We only have a minute left, but I did want to ask, you know, when it comes to tariff talk and this shift away from maybe buying American to Ontarian, how is that helping Ontario wines?
It is tremendously helping Ontario wine. The last time we took a look a year in, we saw that VQ wineries were seeing a 60% increase in terms of sales and foot traffic to the actual destination locations. And all of the wines here that we have are destination locations. Burning Kiln, who's the last one with the Cabernet Franc, they even have farmstead accommodation. So if you end up in Norfolk County, you want to visit the winery, you can also stay there, and restaurants too at all of these.
Wow. All right. I'll cheers to that. Thanks so much, Beverly Cranston.
Cheers.
Of course, our resident sommelier. Thanks so much. More after this.